This is the only thing that is blocking your manifestations. It's very simple. You want things, you desire things, you desire to live a life that is different than the one you're living now. Maybe it's money, maybe it's resources, maybe it's a man, maybe it's a woman, maybe it's something in between, maybe it's all of it. Maybe you want everything. You just want nice things. Maybe it's a Louis Vuitton bag. Maybe it's a YouTube channel going viral. Maybe it's a freaking TikTok blowing up. Whatever the case is, we have desires. This is the number one thing that is stopping you from getting what you want. It is so possible to get whatever it is you want. Because you're talking to a person who literally went from getting 0 views on a video to over the years getting millions of views, to having videos go viral, to being skyrocketed on my YouTube channel. From going from always attracting men who didn't know how to treat me right to literally attracting amazing men in my dating life. You're talking to a woman who used to have to beg for everything, and now I literally say a desire and I just get it. Literally, it just happened to me today. All I said was, I was literally like, oh, I want to model again. I haven't modeled in so long. Like, I remember I used to model. I used to like to take pictures. Literally, I was on the phone, I was talking to somebody, and I said that. And then next thing you know, Mr. Photographer calls me, and he hasn't called me in literally like months. He calls me out the blue and was like, hey, just wanted to call you X, Y, and Z. That's what happens when you start to vibrate on this frequency, and once you learn this particular secret and energetic component that I'm about to tell you about. So here's a secret. Resistance. Resistance, 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 resistance. The reason why you don't get what you want is because you have inner resistance against the thing coming in. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine that there is a river. And you look at the river and you see a rock in between the river, and the rock is just like staying in the river, and you see the water trying to move past the rock, but the rock is solid. It's just stuck there. It's lodged into the riverbed. And as the water tries to move through the rock is so solid that it cannot move through the rock. Meanwhile, the water continues to flow, and it just continues to move with ease past that rock. Most people, when it comes to their manifestations, you are looking at it and you're treating it from the perspective of the rock. There is a blockage, there is that resistance that is being stuck in your field, and it's stopping it to naturally come towards you. The things that you want to naturally come towards you. The natural state of the body is health. The body naturally wants to be healthy. That's why every single time you get sick, the body tries to repair itself. That's why when you cut the grass, the grass wants to grow again. Everything in nature wants to regenerate itself. So when you're financially not where you want to be, when your body's not where you want it to be, where your health is not where you want it to be, there is a state of resistance where a part of you is blocking the thing from coming in. So this is how you release the resistance. First things first, I want you to get the book, The Art of Letting Go. That book changed my life. And it's something you have to listen to once, twice, 3 times, however long. I like to listen to audiobooks. I'll link it down below. But in that concept, in that book, it talks about the concept of letting go and how to surrender to that space of letting go of the resistance, pretty much. One thing that he talks about is being able to understand any of the thoughts and negative thoughts you have around the thing that you want. So the thing that I always ask my coaching clients and people that I talk to, I say, what do you want? Because you'd be surprised. A lot of people know what they don't want, and they kind of complain all the time. They're like, I hate this, I hate that, and he's like this, and I'm so stressed out. We know what we don't want, but then when I ask somebody, but what do you want? They be confused. They're like, they never even thought about it, right? So that's the first step, knowing what you want. So after you figure out what it is you want to pinpoint all the negative thoughts that you have around what it is you want, and specifically focus on the thoughts, right? So the negative thoughts, I like to actually call this taking a talk, like having a conversation with our inner negative Nancy, having a conversation with our inner hater. We all have that voice sometimes that's like, you can't do it. You're not worthy enough. Why would they choose you? Why would you get accepted? You ain't that good. We have that hater. So the thing about listening to that hater, a lot of us like to suppress it and pretend like it doesn't exist. But really that side of ourselves, that shadow, has a lot of insight into what our limiting beliefs are. So when we have something that we want, I had to ask myself straight up, why can't I have it? Why can't I have whatever it is that I desire? For example, why can't I make $100,000 a month? Because that's a lot of money. What are you going to sell? Why would anybody buy anything that was of like a bigger price? Like all the thoughts come up naturally, right? So I just listen in. I'm like, okay, why can't I have it? Okay, this, and this, and this. Okay, cool. So once I see it clearly and I write it down, I do a limiting belief dump. That's how I call it, a limiting belief dumpster. And I just write it all down. I get it out of my head. Then I cross those things out and I write the opposite belief. But then after I do that practice, every negative thought is usually stemming from an emotion. There's usually a big emotion that hasn't been processed in the body and in your mind from maybe an old event, an old experience. There is a heavy emotion that has been suppressed through time. And the only way for that emotion to now express itself is through repetitive negative thinking and negative thoughts. It became a program. But the funny thing is, once you pinpoint the underlying negative emotion, then you will notice the negative thoughts will cease to exist. So, for example, if you find that you say to yourself, yeah, I can't speak. I can't public speak. I really want to be a public speaker, but I can't do it. Every time I think about trying to be on stage, it just freaks me out. So the underlying feeling of all those thoughts are fear. There is an underlying feeling and emotion of fear and insecurity. And then from the book, it says, once you figure out what the underlying emotion is, you want to let that run through the body for a second and tune into where that fear is in the body and just feel it for a second. See if it has any past event attached to it, any past memory. But just, feel that and notice the underlying emotion. And then once you notice the underlying emotion, the next step is to ask yourself, what is the opposite of the underlying emotion that I'm experiencing? So the opposite of fear is faith. The opposite of fear is confidence. The opposite of fear is courage. So then once you pinpoint what the opposite emotion is, then the key is releasing resistance to experiencing and allowing the opposite emotion to be embodied in your present experience. And that is the trickiest part, but it's also the easiest part. So for me, let's say I have a fear of public speaking. I'm like, oh my God, it would be so cool to just get on stage, speak for a couple minutes, get paid, and then walk out and feel good, but I feel all scared and I got all these beliefs. Okay, I got a lot of fear. What is underneath all these negative thoughts? Fear. Great. All right, I have fear. The opposite of fear is courage. Can I release any resistance to courage and allowing myself to feel courage in this moment? What would it feel like to release the resistance and to allow courage to radiate in my field in this moment? And then simply just drop in and allow yourself to feel the courage now. Allow yourself to feel the confidence now. Allow yourself to feel the faith now. Allow yourself to feel that abundance now. Allow yourself to feel the prosperity now. Because once you just allow yourself to drop into it, to surrender, to let go of the other emotion and to drop into the emotion that really wants to come in, and almost allow the river to naturally flow. You want to let it be like water in this moment and you surrender to it. And I can't logically express it to you. This is something you have to close your eyes and tap into in yourself. It's not a logical solution. This is energy work. This is inner work. It's to be mysterious for a reason, because the answers you're seeking are within you. But you want to drop into it. Like, okay, the opposite emotion of fear is courage. Can I let go into courage? Can I release into courage? Let's say it's insecurity. The underlying emotion you're feeling is insecurity. Okay, can I release into feeling confident? Can I release into feeling secure? Can I release into being myself? Okay, let's say you realize that the underlying emotion is depression, hopelessness. Can I release into joy? Can I release into faith? And if I can't release myself into there, can I at least release myself and let go into neutrality? And this is a process that you want to practice, letting go into the feelings and understanding that the natural state of the body, the natural state of existence, the natural state of all living beings is to be healthy. It is to be healthy in the body. That's why the body naturally heals itself. It's to grow again. You cut your hair, it will grow again. You get a bruise, it will clear itself and the scab will begin to heal. And financially speaking, this goes into your financial. You want financial health, love health, relationship health. The natural state of the body is health. So the practice of seeing the manifestations that you want to come in is just a practice of letting go of the resistance to them entering your life. And once you learn how to do that and practice doing that, that is how you see your life change, slowly, quickly, and fast. But yeah, please check out the book, The Art of Letting Go. I love that book. It's one of my favorite books, life-changing book to just help you facilitate that process. And also check out the book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Those are my two favorites, and I will release them and drop them in the description box and in the comment section. Subscribe down below, like this video, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.